Hey guys, welcome back to the Up and Down with Daniel
and Upendo. How are you all doing?
We've missed you. I know that you actually seen a show of ours recently. We had a wonderful show with Bill the bartender, who is hot. I am still fanning myself off from that interview.
Seriously? Yes, we did. That was Bill, my neighbor, and that was a really great show that we had.
It was a really great show, and it was a couple months ago. So our production has sort of been figuring out some of the things, and we have not been with you all in a while. And Upendo and I, at least I can speak for myself, I am super excited to be back today.
Dude, me too. Okay. So, seriously, I have missed you all, and it's true. Production has been behind, but we're trying to figure it out. It's like 2020. The year was really crazy for most people, or just not the norm. So we ended the year on par.
That's right. We were like, but it is 2021. Happy New Year, or at least it's coming up. We don't know when we're going to release this.
It's past the new year.
We know that. We're past the new year.
We're in 2021, but we are so glad, seriously, to be back doing what we love. We love being together. We love sharing everything that we love to do with you all, share new things with you all, share our friends with you all. So it's really good to be back in 2021.
Yes. And it's interesting when I get back on this set, I just feel like we're home. Like this is another home that we've created for ourselves.
Well, it actually is my home.
Well, it is your home, but it just feels nice and right to be here in the hot lights, sweating under my arms.
Oh my God, that was way too much information.
No, it's not. Because y'all who actually watch the show, you probably have noticed all my sweat pits as you go from episode to episode, from segment to segment. I get sweatier and sweatier.
That just means that you are thoroughly enjoying yourself. Your body is enjoying itself as well. But seriously, today is going to be a show really about me and Daniel. It's like all the things
about us.
Yes, dude, about us. So seriously, it's all the things you ever wanted to know, but didn't know, but now you know.
I am really excited about this. So we both have agreed that we have a set of questions, actually a long set of questions. We might not even get through all of them.
Yes.
And the whole intent today is we know each other extremely well, but we also know what each other do not tell about ourselves on camera. And one of the things we promised in 2020 was to be more giving
about who we are.
Yes.
Transparent, especially around our dating life. Oh my God.
Are you asking me questions around dating?
I could be. It's anything's on the table. That was one thing that we agreed upon, that everything is on the table.
Everything is on the table. I think that's the name of this show.
Everything is on the table. How about that?
I like it.
How about that?
I like it.
But here's the rules. We do have rules. Imagine Daniel and I have rules. We actually do. Actually, we follow rules pretty well.
The truth of the matter is I'm a very serious rule follower. I like to bend the rules when I can, and so I will push that. But if you tell me no, I follow rules.
No.
What are the rules?
So the rules is that that we don't know the questions that each other are going to ask. We decided to just kind of just pick up some questions that we felt that maybe you all should know and that we may not even know about each other. And the rule is this: we can pass on 2 questions.
Oh, that's right.
No more than 2 questions. We can say
2 plead the fifths.
2 plead the fifths. I plead the fifth.
Yes. And if you plead the fifth, we will respectfully allow that, but you can't plead the fifth more than twice.
And if you plead the fifth, then you got to sing a cappella. No, I'm just kidding. I would so be not pleading the fifth.
I'm cool with that rule.
I would so not. But it's going to truly be, we hope, a very good show when it comes to getting to know Daniel and I a little bit better. Some of the feedback that we receive is that, oh my God, you all are so great together. How long have you known each other? And I'm like, did you watch our first show?
Right? Go back. Actually, don't go back to episode 1. We're going to just suggest you start with season 2, episode 1. And there's probably a couple episodes in season 1, like the amount. What your favorite episodes actually from season 1?
Season season 1 definitely was Ahmaud Arbery, because that really just rung true to who I am.
Yep.
Definitely, I would say, was racism in season 1?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There was all the stuff going on with George Floyd and all the other situations.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, that is my favorite. My favorite. It is actually one of our audio podcasts. We didn't film it, but Schitt's Creek is really good. And you know which one I actually went back and listened to recently? It was, I think maybe episode 3 or 4. It was a traveling one where we talked about where we wanted to go. And this is when the pandemic had just started, and we were looking forward to being able to travel.
Actually, we were looking forward to travel in fall of 2020, not knowing that the pandemic was going to be this long, you know. So one other episode for me that just makes me laugh every time I listen to it is the Cardi B, when we talk about WAP.
Oh my God. Was that this season or last season? I'm so confused with the whole thing.
Yes,
but it was, WAP, no, I think that was this season. But WAP was amazing.
It was a funny episode.
Was a really funny
in fact, it was so good that even our producer, Greg, got into the action by giving us feedback about what we were talking about. Now he wants to, pipe in because it's all about the WAP.
Yes. Oh, and then there was the episode where Greg speaks. That was the first one. All right, so actually go back and watch season 1, because season 1 was pretty dang good, except for the first episode.
Well, the first episode, if you want to laugh, because we had no idea what we were doing, and you can see it. You can see the progression. So for those who have always said, oh my God, I want to know this and that, definitely you will know our actual relationship story, how it started in episode 1. But this episode is going to give people a little bit more information about who we are.
We hope. And that's great. And I'm just going to say, if you all are watching this right now, we do this both as a video podcast. We also do it as an audio podcast. Because some people actually prefer it. I actually prefer it as an audio podcast while I'm driving, while I'm working out. The audio podcast is on Apple Music and Spotify. If you have another platform that it's not on and you would like for it to be on there, give us a
it's on Apple Podcasts.
I said Apple Music. Didn't I say Apple Music?
I think it's Apple Podcasts, right?
It was called Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And Podbean.
Yeah. But if there's a platform that you're not seeing us on, just let us know. Or you can watch it on YouTube. We actually are trying to get people to watch it on YouTube because we want to get more documented followers. But anyways, that's enough of the business.
That's enough of business. But let's get started.
All right.
Let's definitely get started with questions. So
who's going to start? You or me?
I don't know.
I wish we had a die.
Yeah,
do you have a coin or something?
I don't have a coin. So why don't we do this?
All right.
Greg, who do you want to start first?
Oh.
Okay, so
Greg chose me. Greg chose me.
Wait. He chose you, meaning I get to start with you first.
You can turn anything around to you.
Yeah, so I get to start first.
Go.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm nervous. All right, let's watch Daniel's sweaty pits.
Okay, so Daniel.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
And I got my notes here, so I don't know what I want to start with. So a hard one.
Start easy. No. Start easy. And
you're not going to tell me how to start these questions.
All right, go.
Jesus.
Here we go.
All right.
All cards on the table.
Yes, everything's on the table.
Yes.
Daniel.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you too hard on yourself for?
Oh, wow. Okay. What am I too hard on myself about? I think if I'm being really honest, this is.
Are we not being honest?
We are. Well, I was gonna say like they're professionally. Like I lack patience, and I'm just professionally. I beat myself up. I always want to do a better job. But if I am being honest about this, on a personal level, my looks are something that I am really hard on myself about. I know, I always say this, and it's weird to say it because I am the most insecure person I can think of. I know that people find me attractive, which I have finally come to terms with that some people, not everybody, but some people find me attractive, but I don't find myself attractive. I find myself, I'm not happy with my body type. I've put on weight over the past few years, and I have been working on that, and I've done a really good job, I would say, this past year.
Yes, 2020, definitely, I would agree. And I thank you for being honest. I knew the answer to that. That was to see if you're going to be transparent.
You knew that was going to be my answer?
I did, because I have experienced that as long as we've been friends, that I know that you're hard on the way you look.
I really, really am. And when people compliment me, I actually break out into sweats because I get really nervous because I don't see myself that way. So yeah, I am really, really hard. But it's something that I've been working on in the past year, and not just physically, but physically helps for me to then rediscover my internal happiness and my internal beauty. And I can honestly say in the last 2 or 3 months that I have felt like the old Daniel. People say, oh, I found this new Daniel. No, I felt like I found the old Daniel. I found like I have really kind of found my happiness and my joy. And I'm starting to love who I am.
Well, I love exactly who you are.
Oh, that was actually an easy one. It's personal, but I don't mind going personal. But
we said we were going to put everything on the table, so and you did plead the fifth, so we're good to go.
I did plead the fifth. I did. So I'm going to let you know that I'm not one to actually organize my questions. Typically, I like to go fly off the seat of my pants.
Yeah, me too.
I was organized here because I thought there were 4 areas that I wanted people to know about you, and also that I had some information I wanted to know. And so I'm going to give you in advance the 4 areas just so you can prepare where I might take you.
Oh, my goodness.
Your 4 areas today are relationships.
That's not good.
Career.
Okay.
Family.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
And then just you. Things about people.
I love talking about me, though.
But things that people might not know about you. So I'm going to start with...
Ooh, this is good.
Let's start with an easy one. I'm going to start in slowly. We're going to take a break and we can come back and we're going to dig a little deeper.
Okay.
All right. So my first one is career. So we work together. She used to be my boss. People might not know that. But we work together around social justice, philanthropy, nonprofits. And I'm just wondering, what is one of your greatest career milestones or accomplishments?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I think I'm going to answer that in 3 ways.
Oh, okay.
So I would say professionally, one of my career milestones would be when I was picked to be a United Way of America fellow, global fellow.
Oh.
And that afforded me many opportunities as well as to get to know different professionals throughout, the world when it comes to United Way charities. In addition, it actually placed me in a space where I got to speak in front of 10,000 United Way executives and staff at one of their annual conferences.
How long ago was this?
That was probably in 2005 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a real highlight because I had never been picked for such a prestigious, and I say prestigious because in the United Way world, to be picked as a fellow, a global fellow, that was huge. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that was prestigious. A second professional development milestone would be that I was the first African American woman picked to be part of the West Palm Beach Downtown Development Authority. I was appointed.
And you love your role with the DDA. You love the role.
Do.
She's always talking about the DDA.
I was appointed by the mayor, Jerry Boyle. And it was really, I was just really thrilled to be appointed to the
That's
Downtown
really
Development
exciting.
Authority.
And,
Yes.
and for people who don't know, the DDA
Is the West Palm Beach Downtown Development Authority.
But what do they do for people that
They
don't know?
actually work on businesses and residents, keeping the downtown area economically thriving, a beautiful place to play, just creating the engagement from the community, from businesses as well as residents.
So not only were you connected to the changes, and there have been beautiful
Yes.
changes in the
Yes.
downtown West Palm Beach area,
Yes.
but you actually led the board having those conversations.
Yes,
That's
I was
really
the
cool.
chair for, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. I was the chair, which was, again, just a great experience. And then my last one actually came by way of being recognized as a local leader in St. Lucie County with the Pete Hedgener Leadership Award. And that's basically identifying the leaders around economic development in St. Lucie County. I was one of 10 people from the community that was identified. I didn't win, but it was.
Was that the one I went with you? I was thinking, I remember I went to one award you didn't win.
I didn't win.
But you were nominated.
I was nominated. And what made this nomination so unique is that, it had everything to do with creating jobs.
Yes.
For the community. And the fact that they identified the work that I was doing in the community as a job creator with the work that we're doing. And remember, we are grant makers, and the work that we're doing with the Common Good Initiative is really getting down and dirty with the community and really understanding how the community works, really understanding what they need and creating the opportunity. And so the work that I've been doing was recognized.
That's all. And to have your work recognized is a beautiful thing,
Yes.
especially in the work that we do. Sometimes you never get to actually see the change that you're investing in, your time, your energy, your thought. And so how wonderful. I am proud of you. I did go to that. She didn't win, but being nominated is just as special as winning.
Remember, we got dressed in the parking lot.
That's right.
And we were running late.
We were coming from a staff meeting, and we had to drive all the way across the state.
And there was an accident that caused us to be
And it
tremendously
was a black
late
tie affair, and then we had to get dressed in the parking lot.
at a gas station. Putting gas in the
Oh, my
car,
goodness.
trying to make it happen. It was
Oh, well, that's good. I am
hilarious.
so proud of you
Thank
for
you.
that. Here, cheers. Cheers on
Cheers.
that. This is fun.
Yes.
I can't wait to get back. We're going to dig a little deeper, even a little more personal,
Yes.
make each other a little more uncomfortable.
Well, I
but
won't be
in the
comfortable.
meantime, you can watch this. Hey, we're looking for sponsors, by the way. So when you watch this episode, if you have a product or just are our friend and want to throw us a few bones, let us know.
Please.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Upenda.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. But you know what, Upenda? We need sponsors for this show.
Absolutely. Especially during this time where you're hearing our voices right now. This could be you.
It could be them, but it's not.
But it could be them. You can sell your product, your business, or your service.
Or any dang thing else you'd like to sell. But first, you got to contact us. How can they get in touch with us,
They
Upenda?
can contact us at theupanddownshow@gmail.com.
Is that all one word, Upenda?
Oh, yes, it's one word, theupanddownshow@gmail.com. So if you have a product, a business, or service, or any damn thing else you want to share with our audience, please contact us at where?
theupanddownshow@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, guys.
So, Daniel, you found out a little bit more about me as it relates to my profession. I know you asked it for one, but I gave 3 because they really spoke to.
That's all right. Those were beautiful.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed those.
So, my next question for you, Daniel,
Yep.
is: are you ready for this?
I don't know, but I am.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make sense of this.
Okay.
What's the hardest truth you've come to grips with?
Ooh.
I got you on that, boo. I did.
Oh my God. Can you ask that again and use it in a sentence?
What's the hardest truth you have come to grips with? And I'm going to even put something in that.
Okay, go for it.
What's the hardest truth you have come to grips with about yourself?
Well, okay. Thanks for adding yourself to it. I was thinking more of Denzel Washington.
You gonna talk about Denzel Washington?
The hardest truth that that's a hard one. My mind goes to a lot of different things. I go career, I go personal.
Well, let me pick personal.
Well, no, I mean, but no, you asked your question already. I will say, so I will answer in two parts.
Okay,
all right.
go for
So
it.
one of the hardest truths, I actually get sad saying this. That's so weird. Is one of my dreams is to be on Broadway.
Yes.
One of my dreams is to be on Broadway, and and I haven't been training my tools the way I did when I was in my 20s, but I still have a good voice. I actually think I'm a better actor now as I've sort of settled into my adulthood. And one of the hardest truths to deal with that I haven't yet dealt with is that maybe I won't ever make it to actual Broadway, but my love for the arts and theater and acting and performing and putting myself out there can be fulfilled in things like this show. So that is one thing that it does. I wouldn't say it keeps me up at night, but it's definitely something that I have to come to terms with, that I might not ever be on Broadway in the Great
You're
White
my
Way.
Broadway daddy.
I am. So that is definitely that. And then one of the other things is not being a dad.
Well, you still have time for that, you know?
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I'm 47 years old.
Oh my goodness, that's young.
I
That's
actually
young.
will say, in true transparency, in my dating experiences, I started to date younger in the past 4 years. I was actually talking to younger people, and part of the strategy behind that was, if I was dating someone younger, maybe we still could have children, and he would be the young dad. And I don't see that happening. It would be wonderful if I were to find someone who has a child and that we can incorporate. But I'm talking to someone right now that doesn't have a child, and I'm really liking this person, and so I that's not something that is sort of a deal breaker if he doesn't.
Right.
So, but me not actually having someone to call me dad, not daddy.
Because you've been called daddy quite often.
Yeah, I get called daddy all the time now. But
hey, daddy.
But dad, yeah, that is something that it makes me sad, and I have to sort of revisit
Well,
that.
I know that you're sharing your truth, and I'm listening to you, and I think that you definitely still have time if that's something you desire. You and I actually jokingly, I'm going to bring this up. This has nothing to do with the questions, but a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, we were having dinner, and I was talking about, maybe I wanted a child, and you're like, your eggs are old. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, I'm going to
I might have
find
said
out.
scrambled.
And I was like, no, I'm going to my gynecologist, and I never did tell you my gynecologist
No, you
conversation.
did not. You did not.
And everybody around the table were like on the same team as you. It's like, yeah, your eggs kind of old, you pendant. I'm like, I know I got some eggs left. I know I do. Just because I'm 48 don't mean I don't have any eggs that, I could use a surrogate. I go to my doctor for my annual visit, and that was in November. That was actually November 11th. I remember that date. And I said to Dr. Fern, Dr. Fern, so I really want to talk to you about, do you think I can harvest any eggs?
And he said, like chickens and hens?
He gave me a look like, harvest eggs? I said, yeah. I said, don't you, I think I still have any eggs. And he was like, yeah, but they're probably no good.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at that.
No, I laugh. I said to him, I laugh. I was like, really? He says, well, because of your age, when I say they're no good, you probably do have eggs, but probably whatever we harvest. And he says, I am not a fertility specialist. He says, in fact, if you actually want to do that, I will make, a prescription or recommendation for you to go somewhere. He says, but based on your age, he's like, anything that is harvested because of your age, your eggs may not be good, and whatever you harvest is
That
not
just sounds
like
rude
it.
when your doctor says
No,
it.
but that-
like
I
when your
mean-
best friend says it, it's cool. But when your
No,
doctor says
but the way he explained it is like, but they probably are not going to be good. And I understood what he was saying, because I did have a friend who went through this process that I'm talking about, and she did harvest her eggs, and out of the eggs she harvested, maybe 1 or 2 were viable.
All right. So, are you seriously planning on having children?
No, that was a confirmation. That was truly a confirmation. Definitely.
Right.
But it was one of those things that, well, that I answered my own question.
Yes, absolutely.
So I
Well,
can
she
ask you another question.
she actually took my. I didn't ask that. I didn't want to know that. I already knew you. Your eggs was
No.
bad, scrambled.
Yeah, no, I took
Over easy.
No, I answered a question for you. I put a question out there about myself.
No. Here I go. All right.
Oh,
So
stop
here's my
it.
next question.
I will make it quick.
So I'm moving into relationships
Oh my
with
God,
you. All right.
really?
Let me see. I'm going to start easy, and then hopefully we have time in this segment
Okay.
to dig a little deeper in relationships.
Okay.
My first one is
Like, dude, get it together.
when
Get it together.
when did you consensually lose your virginity?
I plead the fifth.
Really? You're gonna plead your fifth on
I
that
plead
one?
my fifth.
Are you really?
I plead the fifth. That is the rules of the game.
Oh my god! All right, so that's your first plead the fifth.
I know.
Oh my god!
I know.
Really? I have much harder
I
questions.
plead the fifth.
All right, done. All right.
So
done.
now I get to ask you a
I said
question.
consent. No. I get to ask another
That is
question.
not part
you
of the
can't plead
rules.
the fifth and then I don't get a question. They got to get to know both of us. All right.
I
so
just shared
no.
something.
All right. So you pled the fifth. I'm surprised because the next ones are harder.
Let me clarify something. That wasn't hard. I just didn't want to share.
Okay, I'm going to ask this. There are 2 questions, but I'm going to go ahead and ask this one. How many relationships have you been in? And you can stop and think about it, and I'll fill time and talk if I need to. But how many relationships have you been in where you felt like you were 100% mutually understood, you were compatible, and that it was just a present, real love?
Wow, that's pretty deep.
That is deep. You got rid of the easy one.
Yeah, that it wasn't about it being easy. I just didn't want to share.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with easy.
All right. Do you need me to fill some time while you think about it?
No, actually, I mean, ask me that question one more time. The last
Sure.
piece.
I kind of pieced it together with 2 different questions, but
Yes.
it was how many relationships have you been in personally that were 100% just mutually you felt compatible, understood, you felt present in the relationship? How many relationships?
So then, just a clarifying question on that.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a love relationship?
Well, it's
Or
about
a friendship?
Well, no, a love. This is a romantic relationship.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
partner. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that was a good clarification. Yeah, I don't want to hear about your mama and your auntie and your granddaddy. Yeah, no. How many lovers? This is the year where we're looking for our lover.
Only one.
Only one.
Yes.
Really?
Only one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to? You don't have to say who that person is, but do you want to expand on that?
Not really.
She sucks at this, getting to know someone deeper.
I mean, you just put in the context of why 100% I felt that way. I mean, if you're asking, I don't know what you're asking for. I have had one relationship where I felt 100% that way.
Okay, and just to be clear, like you've been married, you were married,
Yes.
and you're with the same person for 20 years.
Yes.
So one would assume that that's the person. But no one, we're not making any assumptions here. So all right, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's one
All
person.
right. So okay, we promised that we weren't going to say, well, what about you on that question? So, but would you like to ask me that same question?
No.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to answer.
No. But that was good. Thank
Okay.
you. My
Absolutely.
turn.
Go
I think
for it.
that was a really good question.
It was. You didn't go deeper, but that's okay.
I don't
That's
know
okay.
how much deeper you wanted me to go other than yes.
All right, gone, girl. I didn't say it wasn't a yes or no question. Keep going.
Okay. All right.
Are y'all still with us?
I
Are y'all
know
still
at
with
this
us?
point. Okay. Here's a question for you, Mr. Daniel.
All right, bring it on, Miss Upenda.
Okay. Oh, this always does this. What did you learn a little too late?
What did I learn? A little too late. What did I learn?
See, my questions are so good.
Is that in general? Is that regarding relationships? Is that what was that? What is that?
I'm gonna let you
in the
define
context?
that.
What did I?
You can tell me from a relationship perspective or a life instance or situation or professional. I'm gonna let you determine what you want to share with that.
What did I learn a
little
little
too
too late? Two quick answers. One
Okay.
is my current career in social justice
Okay.
and philanthropy and all. Like this is a second career. I used to be an
Yes,
actor, right?
yes.
And so I learned that I could be equally fulfilled outside of being a professional actor.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's one. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there.
So let me ask you, can you ask me that same question?
No, absolutely not.
I really want to answer
No,
that.
I know you do, but I wanted to answer the other one too. But no. If you could find a way to weasel it into the next question I ask you, but no. How does that feel?
It doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel.
I'm sorry,
very
Daniel.
good. Oh, I love you. Mwah. All right, so I'm going back to relationships. This is going to be for me, my relationship segment with you.
Okay.
Regarding relationships,
Yes.
we've announced that this is the year that we want to find
Yes. I want to find love so much.
love. What is your greatest fear around the topic of relationships and love?
That's a good one, and I don't mind sharing. My greatest fear in relationship is that I will not be 100% myself.
Oh, you got to expand on that. Talk a little deeper.
So in a previous relationship, my long-term relationship, my marriage, I don't mind sharing this, I actually joke all the time that, my ex could have sued me for fraud because I sent my representative.
Yeah. I love when you say that too. Like, don't send your representative.
Yes.
Bring your true self.
Bring your true self. And definitely when I met my ex-husband, I actually sent my representative, and your representative only stays around for so long before your real self shows up. And definitely that challenged the relationship. And so I think there was a fear of me showing my 100% self is why I sent the representative.
Okay.
So that's my fear in finding love, is that I'm not going to be 100% myself. And I really focus on being 100% myself when I go on dates, because I don't ever want anybody to not see me for who I am. So did I answer your question?
No, that's actually, that's not what I thought you were going to say, but I know that about you, and I'm really touched that you shared that. And I love you for exactly who you
I
are.
know.
And what you represent, as crazy as you are. And I know that people who get past the exterior of what you represent and find the interior, they know that you are not just worth loving, you are one of the most special people that they are just blessed to have in their lives.
I think so too. I should get a t-shirt that says that.
It's a lot of words, but
Yeah, I feel the same way too. But that's, to answer your question, absolutely. That's my greatest fear. So we are now going to go to break on that, and we will come back, and then I have another question for you.
all right, I'm ready. I'm enjoying this.
Yes, it's great. It's great. We'll see you in a
See you
little
guys
bit.
soon.
Hi, this is Upenda from the Up and Down Show. If you're listening to my voice, guess what? This could be you. Well, not you, but your business, your product, your service. We would love to share with our audience all that you have to offer. So here's your opportunity to sponsor the Up and Down Show. Please contact us at the Up and Down Show, all one word, @gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, we're back. What are you going to ask me next?
Oh my goodness. So now I'm going to do a relationship question. You've been asking all these relationship questions with me. Just digging in my personal life. Digging. I mean, seriously, dude, now I'm gonna dig in yours. I was trying to be above board and stuff.
Right, please, gentle. Please be gentle.
No, this actually is a very easy question for you, Daniel.
Okay.
At least I want to believe it's easy. I mean, I'm just saying, okay? I have very thought-provoking questions. That last question you asked me got me a little emotional.
Okay.
But this one, I don't think it's going to get you emotional. I think it's just going to make you be like, really? You been there? Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. What are the what are the two biggest lessons you have learned from previous relationships? Only two, buddy. Two.
My God, that's a big question.
You know, I do things big, baby.
All right, I know you do.
I like big butts. No,
I cannot lie.
I like,
There's
yeah,
some
I just
holes
like
in this house. There's some holes in this house.
Now, I didn't ask you questions about the two biggest
No,
lessons
no,
you learned
that's
from the hoes you've been with. But no, seriously, what are the two biggest lessons you have learned from previous relationships, Daniel?
Okay, from relationships, I will say that I have. Okay, this is just coming out. One is that I have a Jekyll and Hyde part of my personality. Like I have an angel and a devil on my shoulder that is everything from how I respond to moments to sort of how I like to express my fun. And I think that the devil lived for a long time. And something that I've learned from recent relationships, both long-term relationships and my dating relationships that are just very casual and getting to know people, is that the angel is truly my happy spot.
Okay, so
and I didn't know that. I actually thought like everybody wants to have fun, and I know when you get older and you calm down, but the truth of the matter is I've always been a good kid. I've always been a kind, respectable, loving kid, and romance and kindness and not being overtly sexual, which is crazy because I am a very sexual person. Sexual healing. So I think that's one that I have an angel and a devil, and I think I've lent toward the devil, and now I'm definitely leaning towards the angel. One of the other things that I have learned is that I can be a pain in the ass. I can be a pain in the ass. I think that I'm a loving person, but and we talk about this all the time.
Yes.
I didn't know if we would talk about it today. We probably won't. But I refer to it all the time as just my anxiety, and my anxiety has caused me to be sometimes not. I've been present, but just to be I always say create stories in my head. Like I just overthink things because of my anxiety. And I realized that my overthinking has been a detriment to some of the past relationships that I tried to get into.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. It's one of the things that, especially since, we were both out here dating, and, the one thing I always offer up to you is to be the relationship you want to be. And I think you've done a good job. It's trying to be the angel now, and putting yourself out there and recognizing those things that you can be an asshole about. I mean, I know sometimes I have to talk to you like, that was an asshole move, but whatever.
Because I am a nice guy.
Yes, you are.
I am a naturally nice guy, but this little biatch comes out every once in a while.
Yes, but I think we all, as long as you are able to recognize that and then be responsible and be intentional, and understand what it is that's pulling that out so that you can correct that, then you've been doing that. I would say you've been doing that.
Yeah, and I know I have. I am the best me that I have been in years. Yeah. And maybe even in my adult life.
Well, that's good.
And that's why I'm in my mid 40s. It's the 47 mid late 40s. So anyhow, all right. So I'm going to combine. I am going to move in the family for you.
Oh my God, you're killing me. I mean, you go from relationships to family, and I've already plead the fifth on one. Like,
you did.
Dude, come
so
on.
This one, I'm actually going to join and hope that you don't plead the fifth, because I'm going to provide you the opportunity to respond as you feel comfortable. But one question, and this is not the question, it's a combined question, is what is your relationship like with your family? But the reason I'm asking that question is that I want to get to the second question. So the first question, just kind of quickly answer. And then the second question is, if you could change anything about your relationship with your family, what would that be?
Wow. So my relationship with my family is, I would say, it's good. I have a good relationship with my family. I mean, if you were to ask them, they would probably not say it's as good, or maybe they would. I can't speak for them, but in my mind, my relationship with my family is good. What do I think could make it better?
I just said, what would you change if you could change anything about your family?
If I could change anything about my family, actually, this is going to surprise you. The older that I've gotten, the more I realize and value family. And that's key when I say that. Having family around is what I would change, is to be closer to my immediate family. Yeah. That is what I would change. I value my family now. Like I really, I went home for Thanksgiving and people are like, well, what did you do? I'm like, I actually nested with my mom. I nested with my mom. And what that means is basically I was underneath her, asking her questions, loving up on her, my sister, my brother. I just nested with my family. There was no need for me to go anywhere, but to be with them and be present with them. And I wouldn't have valued that when I was younger. So that I would change. In my opinion, my relationship with my family is good. Yes, I'd still scream, holler, get pissed off with them, but it's a good relationship. And I would change them being closer, or me being closer to them.
Okay. And when you say closer, do you mean physically closer, emotionally closer? What do you mean?
Physically,
closer.
like closer, like now. My brother had a situation that happened this past week, and I really wish I could have been there with him.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, physically. Not like next door, but maybe a 5-10 minute drive away. Enough time where, they can't just pop up and I can't just pop up on them. But closer than right now, it takes me 5.5 hours to get home.
Yeah. And it's interesting with that we bonded. That's one of the many things that we bond about, is about our relationship with our families. And we both kind of intentionally removed ourselves, not because we didn't like our families, but because we knew we had to grow.
Right.
And I think we both at the same time have reconnected with family and understand the proximity of family is a beautiful thing. And so I do wish that my family was closer to.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Go for it.
Okay, so this next question, I'm going to change it around a little bit because I want this to be about your personal dating relationship.
We're still on relationships.
Yes, we are. Oh my God, it's so not boring. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
What habits do you have that annoy people that you have dated?
Habits.
Habits.
Can I just stick to one? Because there's lots.
You get to share whatever you want to share.
Okay. So my habits, the ones that jump out to me immediately, they're kind of related.
That annoy the person that you are dating. Let's be clear. I just want us to be clear. It's who you're dating.
I am a perfectly enjoyable, loving man, and everybody wants me to be their partner. Ding! No, I would say one thing that I have learned over the years, and I'm finally understanding it, is my desire not to be right, but to be understood. And so I challenge people all the time. And I do this professionally, personally. And so if you say something that I don't believe, I'm going to look it up in front of you on the internet
Yes.
and to prove you either right or wrong. And usually they're wrong.
And that's what's annoying.
It's so annoying. That it's like, why do you always have to be right? You always have to be right. And so that is one thing that I am learning to sort of back away from and being like sitting on something, be like, okay, so that's what you think. Okay, that's great. Fantastic. And I don't have to actually exert my other information or knowledge about something. But I will say when I am wrong, I am the first one to say, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. But I love to call somebody out on something that I don't think is true. Oh my God, that is
so annoying. In fact, so annoying to your boyfriend. They're like, you know what? Tonight you're sleeping on the couch.
That's why I've been living alone for 7 years. I don't sleep on couches.
Okay, so good.
But the other answer, and it's kind of connected to that, and I am actually really trying to control this, but it's hard, as you all probably who watch the show know. I just have this laugh, and even I watch it, I'm like, your laugh is annoying. Like, stop laughing at everything. Like, I have this personality that I'm always, and when you say something that I don't agree with or I think is wrong or whatever, I laugh and I go, and I have had more than one boyfriend be like, why you're always laughing at me? You're always, and they think they receive it as me teasing them or making fun of them, when it really is just my probably arrogance. I don't know what it is. It's something in my head that just, it tickles me. And so I laugh. And so I've been trying not to respond with laughter because it gets misperceived.
For the boyfriends out there, just ignore him like I do all the time when he laughs. It's like, whatever, dude, and keep that train moving, okay?
Yes. Very good. That's a good one.
We maybe got time for one question.
We have time for
one
that's
more
right.
question.
All right. And then we have, all right. So I'm going to go to this one then. I had two around this, but I'm gonna stick to you instead of me. If there was one thing that people misunderstood about you and you wanted people to understand about you, what would it be that you'd want them to know?
Wow, that's a really good one. You know what? I often get misunderstood as being stuck up or non-approachable. And that used to bother me. And I hope people would understand that that is not me. I think people could see easily through watching the show that I'm actually very engaging. But yeah, I get misunderstood as being cold, stuck up, not approachable. And I'm thinking like, where did they get that from? And I think it's more about them than me. Because anybody who knows me, I don't lead with anything professionally. I don't lead with what I have. I'm just here, just present. So
what would you want them to know about you?
I would want people to know that I am fun loving. I'm easygoing. I'm not cheap. But seriously, I'm easygoing. I'm approachable. You can talk to me about anything. I'm not a pushover. And I do, go out of my way to support and advocate for the people I love.
That last statement is nothing but the truth. All right. You got one more question to me and then we're done?
Yes, then we are done.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Okay. Ooh.
Yes. Doom.
Okay, this is about, so this is for the people.
Okay.
And I say
my people. My people.
And it's telling about you, but it's about people.
Okay.
What is the biggest sign of weakness you believe are in people?
Oh, you pinned on
I've had the best questions.
No, but that's not a good one to end on because I sound like an a-hole. So what is the biggest? Say it again.
What is the biggest sign of weakness that you believe are in people?
All right. I'm going to say one. There's two that popped up, but one is controversial.
Okay.
The other one, it's not as controversial, but it is true. And it is the inability to be honest. the inability to be honest and to sort of skirt around the truth and to not, it's okay to say, I don't want to talk about that, but to either lie or to not tell the truth
Yes.
is something that I have a big issue with. Even in my most darkest days when I've done things that I'm least proud about, I have always been honest.
Yeah.
And not to mean that there aren't things that I'm not proud of that I've done in the past, but honesty is really important to me. Truthfulness,
Yes.
and just being a person of your word is
Yes.
extremely, extremely important.
I find that to be a weakness in people too, when they can't be truthful and transparent and honest.
Yeah.
Like I'm on the same page with you on that.
And don't tell me what you think I want to know. Don't, just because you think you're like trying to have good graces with me, or because you don't want me to think ill of you. Like, just tell me the truth and we can work through it. I can work through as far as relationships go, family goes, everything. Like, just tell me the truth. I enter from a no judgment zone almost in every situation.
Yep, I would agree. That's what I love about you. So I'm in total agreement. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful.
It was wonderful for us.
How
about for you guys? What did you guys think? Please, we don't get lots of comments on our page. We get lots of private messages to us,
Yes.
but answer us publicly so other people can see your questions. What did you think about the episode? Only if you liked us. What did you?
No. We want positive and feed forward feedback.
But we specifically want to know, was this a fun episode, or should we do this again? Because I had a lot of fun doing this.
Actually, I was about to say that. I enjoy this. My questions definitely were harder than yours.
Yes.
And I pled the fifth on one, and you never did plead the fifth. So
I will never plead the fifth.
If we were to have a winner, you would win because you did not plead the fifth.
Winner. I don't want to raise my arms because I'm sweating. winner.
With a chicken dinner. That's what you win, is a chicken dinner. But this was fun.
Do you have an up? I know we didn't talk about that before, but do you have an up for this episode?
I can't think of one right now. I'm still, marinating
I actually have
on
an
a
up
question.
that I think we both can.
Okay.
So I stayed over last night and we watched a new show called The Prom, and I want to hold up not just the show The Prom, but the director producer of The Prom, Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
He is just an amazing person.
Yes.
He is someone that has embraced the LGBTQ plus community, and really everything from hiring LGBTQ plus individuals to be in and behind his films, storylines that he's telling, and then his artistry, just how he presents the film.
Yes. I mean, I thought that it was excellent. And the one thing I learned just watching it with you is that he definitely loves yellow. It comes out with pops of color.
Yes, his
the yellow
use of color is beautiful, and the color of yellow in this. And what type of musical would you call? Oh, no. Actually, no, scratch that. You learned a term, but we're not going to use that.
We're not going to use it
We're
now.
not going to, because that's actually not what this is. But yeah, that was a really fun show. I actually watched it for the third time yesterday, and every time I watch it, Meryl Streep, you are phenomenal.
Oh my God,
you are my queen.
Meryl Streep is 71 years old. She doesn't look a day over 48. I swear to God, she looks amazing.
She moves like a woman in her 40s, and she
Yes.
sings the best she's ever seen. She's the more relaxed on camera than she's been in years. It's a great show. So if you haven't caught the musical The Prom, it was a great success on Broadway about 3 years ago, and it is now on Netflix. Go out there and watch that and let us know what you think.
Yes, it's a good time. So thank you all for watching. We thoroughly enjoyed this show, sharing ourselves with you. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.